Today we're going to be looking at an underrated game, a hidden gem of the arcade scene. It's Mr. Do. I've just been at my sister's house to lend 10p. Let's clean this up and let's have a go. Mr. Do is one of them games where if you've never seen it before, and this is partly the reason of doing this video, is to show it some love. If you want to sound like a crazy person, just say the description of Mr. Do. You're a clown going through a maze, being chased by dinosaurs, and you have to get apples and drop them on the heads to get high scores. And it's one of those games that like sounds really simplistic on the one hand. Like, so you're just looking at this thing, oh yeah, just get the cherries and drop the apples on them and you're getting chased by monsters, again, which sounds really insane. But there's so much variety to this game, and I really feel that, even though a lot of the games that get a lot of respect, things like Donkey Kong, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, things like that, it's Mr. Do is one of those, it's not completely forgotten, but it's definitely like a hidden gem. It's amazing the amount of people that you think know a lot about video games or pop culture and things like that. And it's kind of quote-unquote fashionable nowadays, and it might just be a pure fluke that like a local chip shop that was in my street named Chippy Dave's, he'd have like, you know, like some Jammer arcade machines just randomly, like every month or so he'd get new ones like Quasimodo and Moon Patrol and things like that. And one week he got Mr. Do. And the number of times I used to have to go to my sister's house just around the corner to get like a couple of 10p's for plate. But now I've got like loads of respect for this game, and it's one of my favourite games of all time. It's up there with like Tony Hawk's games and things like that. But like you can collect there things like that center fruit, and it sort of freezes the screen. And here there's a little extra life guy running around, and it's got a really neat touch that like when you kill the guy, the monsters get really furious and they get really angry. And obviously I'm sure it's only been programmed that they just have to speed up a little bit, but it comes across like they're just really furious. But this was in the classic 8-bit period as well, of when there was like loads of rip-offs of games. And on the Spectrum there was Magic Meanies, which is a kind of a great name. But an even greater name, this is good as well, you can get like the apples and things and sort of like just, if you can hold them up so like the gravity sort of, they only fall down when they sort of, you go from underneath them. But if you think Magic Meanies is a great name for something, there was one called Fruity Frank on the Amstrad, which is a great name for anything. There was Mr. Dig on the Atari 800 XL. I've never used one of their computers once. But there's an incredible version for the BBC, and it wasn't my favourite computer, so it kind of pains me to say, but it was called Mr. EE. It was when they didn't like give two stuffs about copyright. And it was like almost arcade perfect, so it was kind of incredible really. Oh, this is going to be interesting now. And like there's little subtle, oh no, oh what have I done there? There's little subtle differences depending on where you get the apple. They fall in like a really bizarre way. They like sort of fall in a little step. I'll try to do that on the next screen. Anybody who watches Saved by the Bell, or if you ever catch it being rerun, in the diner called the Max, there's actually a Mr. Do arcade machine in there. Oh no! I was just thinking that, so I'm not going to get a very good high score here. And when I fell asleep, or should I say passed out drunk recently, my flatmate actually managed to beat my high score. So I had to sort of, when I'd regained consciousness, I had to get my high score back, which is down there, 103,000. And now I've only got 32,000. It actually feels really satisfying actually when you're playing this game if you manage to get like a high score or something. But yeah, there you go, Mr. Do, and keep it locked.